ElvisDuran.com.
All right, bring her on in.
All right, Team Taylor.
Come on, Taylor.
Oh,
Taylor Swift coming in.
Good morning.
Oh, my gosh.
she's so cute.
Thank God you're here finally.
You are tall.
I know.
That's the
Finally, a happy face. No offense, Carolina Danielle.
Yeah, whatever.
We work here, so that's
Taylor,
That's like the number one thing that people say when they meet me. They're like, "You're tall."
Yeah,
You really are.
no, hold on. Let me be very frank with you. The first thing I said was, "Oh, look, a happy face."
Oh, thank you.
You're very welcome. And of course, your happy face is way up there.
But can we get it out of the way? Taylor, how tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
wow.
There you go. Do you like to wear heels and just make all guys look like little midgets?
Oh yeah.
You love that, don't
It's
you?
fun. I mean, well, it's not for the purpose of making guys feel like midgets, but
Subconsciously, maybe a little bit.
well, high heels are really pretty. Just I like to. Those are the prettiest kinds of shoes. So that's why girls like them so much.
And is your hair naturally curly like that?
Yeah, my hair's been curly since I was little. It's always been an afro. So
No, it's not.
We're going to get
Thank
all
you.
the superficial questions out of the way.
no, that's fine.
I'll do something superficial. I'm totally checking out her outfit. She's wearing Christian Louboutin boots. And where did you get your dress?
It's Banana Republic.
I love it.
All right, they are.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So we covered what you're wearing.
Yes, exactly. You know what? Here you are coming in. I mean, you're really coming into your own as far as your career goes. I mean, you've been doing well, but now it's like I'm reading about you more and more. The heat is like on. Taylor's
thank
here.
you.
Taylor's. Well, you're obviously doing a lot to propel yourself into outer space. Are you feeling it kind of taking off a little more into a new direction? I mean, what's it like for you right now?
Honestly, the past year has been absolutely insane, just with all the crossover stuff happening, and pop stations wanting to play my music, and MTV having me host the VMA red carpet, and TRL, and all the things that I've gotten to do in this past year alone. It's just been unbelievable. And with the album coming out last week, or this week actually, we're still in the first week. It's just been this media mayhem, and I, absolutely did a million interviews and was lucky enough to be on Ellen and all these different places. And I'm just so excited that I get to do this. And, I don't think that I actually went into this thinking that it would work. So it's a beautiful day every day.
Taylor, I just wonder, what you mentioned, all the crossover stuff happening. Does it bother you that people try to put you in boxes when you're a performer? You're this kind of performer,
you're country,
that kind of performer, or you're something else, and you have to kind of fight against those boxes to be whoever you want to be?
Well, that's how it's always been done. So
yes,
you can't,
it has.
You can't ever be mad at people for thinking that way. But I would rather look at it not as much as crossover, rather as spillover, because I'm not doing anything different. I write the same songs, I make the same kind of music. I'm unapologetic about being a country singer, and you guys accept me anyway, and I just want to say thank you.
Well, you know what? I got to be honest. You're the first country singer we've accepted.
Yeah.
That's true.
Looking back, who else have we had on?
Faith Hill, back in the day.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that was before.
I will tell you, though, can we talk a little dirt? Let's talk a little bit dirt. We had Carrie Underwood on for a second, and then she didn't want to come see us ever again, and she wouldn't do our concerts, and she kind of turned us off. She put us in a box. I just want to let you know that's happening. So please, we're hoping you never put us in a box. Like, you know what? Aren't we all in a bunch of boxes? Let's get out of these boxes. But it makes you remember when you're going to school. Let's say when you're in junior high, whatever. You're either in the whatever crowd or whatever. People are always trying to make you something that you don't always think you are.
Want to be, yeah.
So we just want you to be Taylor Swift.
Thank you so much.
You're so
Didn't you
welcome.
say something about, like, when you would go sit at girls' tables at lunch, they would get up and go someplace else?
Well, did you
was-
smell
They were
funny?
jealous.
No. Well, middle school was interesting because, they always pick out something about you that they don't like,
Of course.
What did they not like about you in middle school?
I think the thing that they didn't like my hair, and they didn't like the fact that I went and sung at coffee houses and all these things on the weekend instead of partying like
Right.
they did, and they called me annoying.
She's
that was
so
their
annoying.
thing.
That Taylor, she's so annoying. She has talent.
That was
and,
the middle
it's
school thing
really
to
annoying.
say. So they'd
you
be
know
like,
what?
I don't like her. She's annoying.
But here's the thing, though, Taylor, and ask Carolina and Danielle, who are older than you. It doesn't. Girls are just bitches. I mean, they can. Guys can be that way too, but girls can just be really catty for all the wrong reasons.
But you know what? I look back on it and I think that it was a good thing, because if you never want to break out of a certain situation, then you never will. And sometimes you've got to be forced to, because sometimes it has to be a bad situation and a situation that isn't fun for you anymore. So you have to find another situation where you do fit.
That's good.
So if I had always been comfortable, living in Pennsylvania and going to school there, I never would have left and gone to Nashville. And so you got to look back on those things and find value to it.
Tell you, let me ask you this. In 20 years, when they have your high school reunion, will you go back? Was high school or school, rather, was that a place that you really want to revisit, or are you just so glad you're out of there?
Well, high school was great. I mean, I moved to Tennessee after 8th grade, and I went to my freshman and sophomore year of high school in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And I gained so many experiences there that I ended up writing songs about. And I'm so glad that I got to go to high school, because a lot of people who are trying to make it young, they go homeschool.
And they skip that,
and they skip all those experiences. I'm glad that I know what it's like to walk in with the fresh crop of freshmen and, be walking in and thinking this place is so big and I don't know what I'm going to do. And, going through all those situations, going to pep rallies and homecoming games and prom. I got to do all that
stuff. It's good to be a part of that.
Don't you want to go back to the middle school and go, nah, 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 nah?
Oh, gosh.
The answer is yes, no, yes, maybe.
Well, I went back and, every time I played places near my hometown, it's been the most amazing crowd, and they've been so wonderful, and they have completely taken ownership of me. And I remember the moment when I went back to my hometown and played a sold-out show. This was probably almost 2 years ago now. It was the first time I went back. And I signed autographs for everybody after the show. And I remember those girls that kicked me out of their lunch table walked up wearing a T-shirt of mine.
And,
it was the craziest thing.
Did you have... that must have been just a great moment for you.
We hugged, and I was like, "It's so good to see you."
Oh, you're so lying.
Well, no, she's not. Can I tell you? The thing is, once you get older, you kind of let them off the hook.
We were little kids. That's in the past, and it's like, you know what? It's nobody remembers what they were like in middle school. What if I was annoying?
Speaking of, maybe I was. I think everyone in middle school is annoying. Let's be honest. I will tell you, one of my favorite things about the CMAs last year was your acceptance speech. I have it for you. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
When we played this the day after, I believe, and we're like, "Oh my God, Taylor Swift, we love her." Listen to what she said.
And the fans, you have changed my life. I can't even believe this, and this is definitely the highlight of my senior year. Thank you, CMA.
How nice is that? Goosebumps, huh?
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. That was probably the best night of my life. Just, winning the Horizon Award at the CMAs. It just, obviously I couldn't even keep it together enough to talk.
No, you did very well.
Fine.
You came across as fine. I know recently your love life has been in the media. You were on with Ellen talking about the Joe Jonas thing and everything. Now he, I think, came back and made a comment yesterday or something on his MySpace page, whatever. You know what? Whatever happened. But do you really have to be thinking about guys right now? Can't you concentrate on your career? I mean, guys are going to screw it up. You know that, don't you? Is anyone else? Am I the only one giving you this advice?
That's incredible advice. And I think it's amazing that you're taking that direction with this instead of, dwelling on what happened and the technicalities of it.
Right.
Because, I'm so excited that my album came out and so many people went out and got it this week. And the fact that I was allowed to write every song on my album and the fact that I was allowed to co-produce my album, there's so many wonderful things to focus on.
Exactly.
How old are you? I think you're like
she's
so
wise
much older
beyond
than
her
she
years.
thinks.
Yeah, I think she's lying. I think she's lying
you.
about her age. She
Yeah,
must be like
18,
30 or something.
You big liar. No, but the thing is, if you're a songwriter, it's good to have a breakup or two under your belt because or anything in life that comes along that could be disappointing or happy.
That's material.
I'm assuming that's where you get material. I'm not a writer. I'm assuming these things. That's where you get those things. But is there any way you can just pretend to be in relationships and break up and then write about those?
It's never the same, honestly. This is directed towards nobody. I've always said this. I write songs about what happens to me in my life. I write songs about what happens to me in relationships. I write songs about breakups. I write songs about falling in love. And, I don't know how to write songs about things that haven't happened to me. I don't know how to write a breakup song when I'm in love.
Well, then my advice is, then the advice I gave you, Taylor's bad advice. You need to go date some more people.
No.
I mean, country music loves misery, first and foremost. I mean, without the ups and downs. By the way, be it 18 or 38 or 74, you still have breakups. You still have these things. But I don't know. Don't concentrate